All right, so we're doing our short stories, and I just wanted to go over a couple of things, right? As you revise, I want to keep these three things in mind. I actually want to start with this one, though. Reflect on deeper meanings or central ideas of your story. Remember, what is your story really about, right? What is your story really about? Freak the Geek is not about being attacked by paintballs. It's about friendship and identity and knowing who you are, right? The funeral is not about boys going out into the woods. That's the plot. And having a make believe funeral. That's the plot. The story's really about almost the same thing as Freak the Geek. It's about friendship, and it's about a boy, coming to terms with sort of an insecurity, right? He's going to be okay, right? There's a sense of optimism when that story ends. And so when you look at these stories, it's about something bigger, right? Thank You, Ma'am is not about a woman helping a boy. I mean, in some ways it is, but it's about caring from somebody and seeing that they might need someone who loves them, right? It's about love. So, what is the deeper meaning of your story? Okay. So, I want to actually start there. Um, develop or increase conflict, right? How do we develop or increase conflict? How do we make things tense? How do we make it a little bit more exciting, right? And that does not mean that you write in all capital letters, right? That is very loud writing, but it's not necessarily tense writing or troubled writing. So let's talk, we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then listen to the rhythm and pacing of your sentences. This is very advanced, and I might just do a whole different video on that. So, but at the end of the day, you have to make tough choices, right? You have to make tough choices. And what do I mean by tough choices? So here's my story. I like this story. It has some parts that I really like. It's I think, a fairly decent 3D story. But this part right here, right? Thinking about my central story and thinking about it, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to highlight it, and just so that you guys can see, right? Well, actually, let's go to so I've highlighted it, and just so you guys can see this story is kind of gross. It doesn't get to my central idea. I mean, it sort of develops my character, but I don't think it does what I really wanted it to do. So here's my tough choice. I'm deleting it. That whole paragraph, gone. All that hard work in writing it, right? That is now gone. Okay, so that's what I mean by tough choices. But it doesn't gone in the sense that I don't want anything there, right? I'm going to tell a different story. I got to write that extra. I'm going to tell a different story, not one that involves airplanes and bombing, one that actually maybe gets a little bit more to the heart of what I'm trying to say. All right, so I had to take a minute and sit there and work, um, just to kind of show you, if you take just the first two paragraphs of what my story looked like, right? And I did it with suggestions on. I deleted my whole second paragraph, and I need to rewrite that. But even my first paragraph, I've changed my character. He's evolved. He's kind of gotten a little bit different. He's now a new student in a high school. He's now a swimmer. I've added broad shoulders. He's swimmer shoulders, right? And then since he's a new student, right, I said, unlike his peers, though, he had already completed 3 years in public school. So I give a little bit more information, thinking about what is my story really about who this kid is, right? And so as I've added this information, I've made him a little bit more different, a little bit more isolated. Um, and I've added and deleted quite a number of things. So just looking at the suggestions in my first two paragraphs, when we talk about revising, right? This took some work. This took some thought, right? I had to pause it and do all of this. I couldn't just do it as I was talking to you guys. This took me some time. But this is what, if as I go through, I'm going to start to show you, this is what a lot of my paragraphs will start to look like. And these are the kind of things that take a story from pretty good or seventh grade good and starting to elevate it above the rest. So as you're editing, right, thinking about going from 2D to 3D, thinking about what is your story really about, okay? And thinking about, all right, what are those tough choices that when things actually you really realize are not working, making that tough choice so that you can have and write an incredible story.